Hello and welcome to Tea with Lilybet. Today I want to take you through all of the latest changes that I've made to my apartment. I know it's a little while since I've posted a video and I'm really excited to be able to catch you up on everything that's been happening around here. I'm going to start with the biggest changes first and work my way down to some of the smaller things that I've done to make my life more comfortable. And I hope you hang around to the end of the video because I'm going to be doing a review of the Blum kitchen drawers that I had installed around a month ago. The most exciting change so far is installing these retractable fly screens. I can leave my door and window open at any time of the day and night and have beautiful fresh breezes, and I don't have to worry about any bugs flying in or anything like that. I've installed one on the sliding door and the other one is on the bedroom window. I got my screens installed by a company called Freedom Retractable Screens. They actually even color matched the trim of the screens to the current trim that I have around the door. For the sliding door, I have a carriage in the center into which the screen retracts, and for the window, the screen actually lifts up into the top carriage. So let's have a closer look to see how it works. This is the carriage here that the screen retracts into, and it goes all the way up. So all I need to do is tilt this mechanism and slide it across, and it actually holds in place with magnets. Unfortunately, the cover for this screw has fallen off and I don't know where it's gone, so I need to contact them to replace it. But other than that, it's worked absolutely beautifully. If you look at the other side of the window, I don't have any screen on this side, so this is always completely clear, which is such a beautiful feature. It's summertime in Australia, so it does get pretty hot, but we also have these beautiful cool nights where we get a lovely breeze. It's had a real positive impact not only on my sleep, but also on my daily experience of being in this apartment. If you've watched some of my recent videos, you'll know that I'm planning to install a storage unit in the apartment to hold some of my musical equipment that I use for my work. Besides the musical instruments, I also want to put in a charging station and I want to house the modem for my internet. So to prepare for the installation, I've also had to get some electrical work done. The electricians are here and they're currently sorting out all of the power and internet for my new storage unit. And the place has completely descended into chaos. This was where the existing power point and internet points were located. And what I'm doing is having the PowerPoint moved across so that it can accommodate this storage unit that's going to be built in this corner over here. But up here is a gigantic hole that's been created in the ceiling so that the electrician can wire the power and the internet points to this location. So it's a big job and it's created a lot of mess. I'm having the plasterer come out tomorrow and he's going to be plastering those two holes here and he's going to be plastering up the ceiling here as well as doing some other jobs around the house. So yeah, it's a construction zone right now, but I'm hoping it's going to turn out beautifully. When the storage unit gets installed, both of these points are going to be pulled inside the unit and I'm going to be having shelves that I can charge my devices on. So it's been a bit of a messy job, and the biggest hole of all is this one up here. Now, this is actually going to be covered by the storage unit, so it's not going to be made very pretty. I'm literally just getting it plugged up so the storage unit can be built over the top of it, because the storage unit is going to have a bulkhead and it's going to run all the way from the ceiling down to the floor. Sadly, because I'm going to be installing this storage unit, I'm not going to be able to hang on to this beautiful console table that I've had for around 12 years. I got it when I was living in Sydney and I really enjoyed it. It's made of acacia wood. It's really solid. It's really heavy. If you've seen some of my older videos from my previous place, I used to have it in the hallway and it really was perfect in there. So I always knew I would have to let it go. So I'm feeling a little bit sad about that, but because I'm living in this one-bedroom apartment, I have to make these compromises to make it all work, and I can't wait to get my musical equipment off the floor in my living area and out of my bedroom cupboard and packed away in this new unit that's going to be built. So I've got some people coming tonight to buy it, so I'm just going to take everything out of the drawers and say a final goodbye before I let this beautiful piece go. As part of all the electrical work that I've done in the place, I decided to put some extra power points, and a couple of those I decided to swap out for ones that had USBs. One of the beautiful things about owning this place is that I can make those kind of changes, and getting rid of extra power boards and extension leads and that sort of thing is something that I can do just to make it look tidier and to make my daily life a little bit easier. I have my phone, my computer, my iPad, things that I want to charge while I'm using them. I also have some lamps that I want to plug in. So I've put the 1-quad unit next to the piano, and then I also installed a unit with a USB in my bedroom. The next item I decided to install is a ceiling fan in the kitchen. It's something that I was tossing up because it is quite a tight space in here, but when I had the bedroom fan installed, I spoke to the electrician and he said it was possible to install the same fan. They had to shorten the stem a little bit. So that all got done. It has moved around a little bit and is slightly nicking one of the cupboards, so the electrician's going to come back and have a look at that and probably raise it up a little bit. But it has circulated the air a lot more in the apartment. Unfortunately, I can't install a fan in the living space because I do have that track lighting that runs down the center of the room. I think this is a pretty good compromise, and it will also help with dealing with cooking smells and that sort of thing. Because I live on my own, I really do like watching a bit of TV when I'm preparing dinner. So I decided that I would either have to install a second TV in the kitchen or put a TV on a swivel mount. After talking with a couple of companies that install these things, I decided to go with the swivel mount, and I'm so glad that I did. This is the bracket that the TV sits on. It's been installed very securely, and it's got this arm that comes out and then it attaches to the back of the TV. You can actually vary the length that the TV comes out from the wall, but I tend to pull it out all the way and then just turn it around on an angle like this. I can actually see it from outside as well if I want to watch TV from the balcony, but I haven't really done that yet. The mount is really strong. It can handle a lot of weight, much heavier than this TV, and it seems to be quite robust, so I haven't had any problems so far. It's quite easy to extend the TV. It's a little bit trickier to get it back into place, and I've had to practice that a little bit to get it right and make sure it still sits straight on the wall. I bend back the first part of the mount and then manually manipulate this with my arm, and then I just push it into place, and it's as simple as that. When you see it from the side angle, you can see that it sits pretty flush with the wall. There isn't much of a gap. So I've actually been really happy with how this one has turned out. The soundbar has also been mounted, but I don't actually move that one. That one just stays in place, and it seems to be able to service the room quite well. I really enjoy the fact that I don't have to switch TVs when I go from sitting in the living space to the kitchen. It's not perfect. It's still on a bit of an angle, but the TV's big enough so that I can still follow the storyline and keep enjoying the show that I've been watching before I start cooking. Next, I want to show you a couple of changes that I've made in the bathroom laundry. The first one was to mount the Dyson up on the wall using the bracket that came with the unit. Once in place, the unit easily lifts off the bracket with one hand. It also has another 2 slots for smaller attachments. I use the Dyson daily not only to vacuum up Millie's litter, which tends to scatter all over the place, but also to keep the floors clean in the apartment, and having it mounted on this bracket has made accessing it so much quicker and easier. The other neat little innovation I've done in this room is to attach a makeup mirror to the side of the bathroom cabinet. It easily pulls out from the wall and has a little light, which has made putting on my makeup a lot easier for me. Most of the updates I've done in the apartment so far have been very functional, but I have also added some beautiful things, such as this coffee table. I just wanted something that wasn't too expensive that I could use on a temporary basis until I decided what style of sofa I was going to get and whether I was going to have an ottoman. But then I came across this very unique teak table on Facebook Marketplace. It was being sold in some sort of factory outlet sale by the manufacturer. I love its unique style and the different beautiful tones in the wood, so I may end up keeping it either inside as my permanent coffee table or use it on the balcony. In my last video, I mentioned that I was going to be getting a new piece of art for my bedroom. It arrived this week, and I was super excited to see how it would look on the wall. Most of the artwork in my home are pieces that I've had for a very long time that have a lot of sentimental value for me. This is one of the first pieces that I've purchased that I've put up for aesthetic reasons. I really wanted something that brought in the outside world a little bit more, that was a bit more modern, and that also incorporated some of the colors that I want to feature in my bedroom, such as natural tones and greens. Sometimes it's the little changes that can make a real difference to your daily experience. When I first moved in here, I spent a lot of time researching the perfect bin for my new place. And then at the Black Friday sales, I found this Java Vienna sensor rubbish bin. It's the perfect size for a single person living in an apartment, and it's super convenient because all you need to do is wave your hand over the top of it and it opens automatically. It's really easy to change out the garbage bags, and it looks really nice in the apartment, which was important to me because I don't really have the space to keep a garbage bin under the kitchen sink or in one of the other cupboards. And now for the promised review of the Blum drawers that I had installed around a month ago. If you watched my kitchen declutter video, you'll know that I had Blum drawers installed in 3 cabinets in my kitchen. In this pots and pans cupboard, in my pantry, and in a large utility cupboard at the end of my kitchen bench. I have to tell you that I'm absolutely loving these drawers. They were worth every penny to get them installed. They've transformed my experience of using the kitchen. I think I found a good configuration for them, but I'm sure over time I'm going to refine how I use them. When I first got these installed, I think I mentioned that I might have been concerned I'd made a mistake with the heights between each drawer, but I've come to the conclusion that I made a really good decision. I ended up getting the tall oil bottle that I wanted to put in this drawer, and the height clearance is absolutely spot on. The pantry has been an absolute joy to use. It seems to be able to hold its weight really well. As you can see, this shelf is absolutely jam-packed with items, and some of these items are quite heavy. And on the lower shelf here, I have got some heavy appliances. I've got my juicer, and I've got heavy vegetables, and the mechanism doesn't have any problem with holding the weight. One of my favorite drawers is this supplement and the herbs. I use this thing absolutely every day. It's the perfect size, and I have everything that I need in it. It's just been an absolute joy to use. This drawer down the bottom has also been really great. Having all of the containers in the drawer has worked out perfectly. One of the things I really like about the way these drawers have been installed is the low front, because I can easily get items from a higher shelf without reaching too much. And then this shelf up here, I actually just keep a lot of items that are refills and things that I don't access very often. So I just use a little step stool to get up there. The quality of the drawers is fantastic. I really feel like it can take the rough and tumble of everyday life, of being used multiple times a day. I don't feel like I have to be careful of them. They are super tough. They are super strong. I'm just absolutely loving them. The pots and pans cupboard has been absolutely fantastic. Got a really nice layout now, and I think this is probably the way it's going to stay. I use these drawers every single day, especially these two top ones. I am enjoying using the utility cupboard. It has been an incredible space saver to add a third drawer in there, which has replaced the two shelves that I had when I first moved in. The only downside is that I have to open both cupboard doors to be able to slide each drawer open. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the updates and changes that I've made in the apartment. I've got a new sofa coming in the next few weeks, and of course, I can't wait to show you how the new storage unit turns out. So stay tuned for those videos. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, I'd love to welcome you to this channel. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.